Namaste yogis, welcome, thank you so much for watching. So today we're going to start on chair shavasana. Remember that you can have a bolster instead of the chair if somehow chair shavasana doesn't work for you. So lately we have been working on the adjustment of the pelvis because chances are that with our life being majorly indoors lately, so maybe there is that tendency to tuck the pelvis. Well, maybe we're sitting a lot, depending what you have been doing. So a nice way to correct the position of your pelvis, if you remember, is just folding a blanket, just about 5 inches or so wide, not too thick, and you're gonna place it under your lumbar spine to support you, not to create the arch, just to support your natural arch. But there are some of us who actually have the opposite problem. So some of us hinge and send the tailbone back, and sometimes it creates a little bit of pressure along the spine. So if your pain is mostly along the sacrum, a little bit higher on the lumbar, chances are that you have the tendency to tuck your tailbone. So then maybe try the blanket under your lumbar. But if it bothers you a little higher on your back, maybe you have the opposite. Maybe your tailbone is always sent all back and your ribcage is thrust forward. And for that, we also use the blanket just in a different place. So I will show you both, and then you can try them both and see if you're like, I'm not sure what is the one that I need today. Because remember that the position of the pelvis changes depending on what we have been doing. And so you want to, place your blanket under your lower back, the lower back, and let your tailbone rest on the floor to create that pelvic tilt. Now, actually, my chongo is my pillow today. Okay, that's good, that works. So you're gonna maybe have a blanket under your head if you like, and see if this one works. If it feels like it's pinching or you feel like overly tilted, maybe your blanket needs to be smaller, and I mean flatter. Now, if you already have this going on and you need to correct that to release your back, we're gonna move the blanket towards the bottom. And it's just the tip of the blanket that is going to be lifting your tailbone just a little bit. And that will help to tuck your tailbone and decompress your back onto the floor. Once again, depending on what you have been doing, you might need one or the other. If you just want to go in plain old shavasana, chair shavasana, you're welcome to do it without the blanket. It's just that the blanket is a nice extra just to help your back or your pelvis and back to go back to neutral, whatever that might be for you today, like whichever position you need to create to do that, to get you back to neutral. You can have your strap again around your legs, making sure that you have about fist distance between your knees. Adjust your head, so elongate your neck, so you can either have a blanket not too thick under your head. Move your head side to side, making sure that your face is parallel to the floor. Draw your shoulder blades together, and then release your upper back down so your ribcage grounds. Bring your hands by your sides, palms facing up, maybe close your eyes. And we're gonna start scanning the body from bottom to top. So once you find your position, take your time so that you can get to that place that feels supportive, that feels relaxing. Relax your feet. Relax your legs, relax your buttocks, and just allow your hips and your shoulders to be heavy. You do want to feel the elongation of your neck, but you don't want your neck to be extra straight. So if you have a blanket, like in this case my hair is lifting my head a little bit, but there's still neutrality on my neck. I can still feel softness on my cervical spine. So you don't want to feel like your cervical spine is falling towards the floor ever. Always keep that gentle arch there to keep your neck safe. Relax your jaw, relax your face, and then just take a few moments here and start expanding with your breath, rising as you inhale And falling as you exhale. Rising as you breathe in. Falling as you breathe out. Continue to expand with every breath. If you are new to Dirga Pranayama, the 3-part breath, you can focus only on your belly and allow your belly to rise and fall with every breath. Do not be concerned with the 3-part pattern just yet. If it makes you maybe get confused, or maybe it makes your breath stop because you don't know if you're doing it right. So instead of trying to get it perfect, just breathe in and out in your belly. The more we start expanding the belly with every inhalation, the more space we create for the diaphragm, the muscle at the bottom of the rib cage, to expand downwards. When that happens, you stimulate your organs, you make space for your lungs to expand down, and so you get more oxygen as a result. When you oxygenate your brain, it targets your nervous system, so you start feeling a little more calm all of a sudden. If your body reflects or manifests stress in your belly, belly breaths can also help you to release all that tightness around your stomach. If you suffer from gastric problems, belly breaths will help you to release all the tension around the area. Those of you who are comfortable with Dirga Pranayama, at the very top, when your belly has expanded, then see if you can fill up the side ribs. And then exhale from the side ribs and allow your tummy to fall. And we start again. Expand into your tummy, into your side ribs. And maybe once you fill up your side ribs, try to bring the breath all the way up to the collarbone and to the upper back. And exhale from the collarbone, the upper back, the side ribs, and then the belly. Once again, if this pattern is too complicated today, do not worry. It took me more than a year actually to get it. So you be patient with yourself. Continue to practice rising from the tummy, the side ribs, chest, upper back, feeling up in a 3-dimensional way, or just belly up and down. We'll take 5 more breaths here together. Rising. Falling. Rising. Falling. Rising. The slower, the better. Falling. rising. Falling. Take one more breath on your own. Go back to your normal breath and observe. On your next inhalation, move your arms out to the sides at a T position. Make sure that your rib cage is still grounded, whether you have a blanket under your lower back or under your tailbone. And just try to keep your upper back on the floor. Watch your breath. We're going to take one more breath here, full deep breath. And try to keep your arms relaxed, although your elbows are going to be extended. As you take your next exhalation, very slowly, once again, keep your arm relaxed and try to lift the arm from your shoulder. Do your very best to relax that arm and hand. You're going to use your exhalation to bring the arm up so it lands over the shoulder. Because you're not using your arm muscles, your arm is going to feel very heavy. Now, as you inhale, be mindful and try to relax the arms if they're trying to help. Bring your hand back down onto the floor. Opposite side. Next time you exhale, bring your arm up. So just like when we do Japanese meditation, that we practice full relaxation of the arms, this is what we're doing. Now inhale, slowly bring your arm back. Then match the movement to the pace of your breath. Right arm, inhale, comes up. And I mean exhale. And inhale, you think about expansion. Bring your arm back down to the floor. Exhale, other arm. Inhale, back down to the floor. Find your rhythm, alternating right and left, keeping your legs, your glutes relaxed, keeping your jaw, your face relaxed. Notice if you are rotating your thoracic spine to bring the arm up, if you perhaps are leaning towards the one side to get the arm higher, and try to keep your back parallel to the floor. We started with the right, so when your left arm returns to the floor, relax and observe. We're going to do it with both arms, relaxing them. Extend the elbows Exhale, bring the arms up. Notice how your back reacts. See if you can engage your shoulder blades instead of the arms. Inhale, bring your arms out to the sides. You may not touch the floor, especially if you notice that your rib cage is about to pop up. And those of you who are quite flexible, see if you can challenge your mind by not letting your arms go all the way down to the floor. Usually not going all the way is just a thing that the mind doesn't like. But if we make it part of the goal, it might change us. So inhale, open, and stay off the ground. Just when you feel that engagement of your shoulder blades. Some of you might start or already are shaking a little bit. Some of you or some of us will have the tendency to extend the arms to engage them. We'll just try to catch that and continue to relax. Make sure this is not reflecting on your neck, on your glutes, on your legs. I will leave you to it. Slow, deep breaths. Keep checking with the arms if they are engaging, relax them. Some of you might take the arms a little closer to the floor but without touching, and very slowly squeeze the arms together as you exhale. The next time you inhale, bring your arms out to the sides, relax them on the floor, observe. Notice your upper back grounding once more, relax your jaw, your face. Bring your hands towards the sky, palms face forward. Relax your arms once more. Try to stack your joints, and as you inhale, bring your arms overhead. And once again, we are not aiming for the floor. The moment you start noticing your back helping, bring your arms back up. So the difference of this and when we do it with the hands together, we use most of our arms, the muscles of our arms. Here we're trying not to. Keep your hands relaxed. Find your rhythm. If you truly relax your arms and you truly work on keeping your upper back on the floor, your arms won't go that far. Like if you engage all of those, you can get your arms as far as you can. Even if there was a hole on the floor, you probably could get your arms even deeper, but that's not a goal. It's actually doing less is the goal, if your mind needs one. On your next inhalation, you're gonna release your hands by your sides, palms up, observe. Notice if your legs help, or your feet, your glutes, your abdomen. Let them go. I'm going to take one more breath here, full deep breath. And when you are ready, wiggle your toes. Move your feet side to side. Wiggle your fingers. Going to be mindful and bring your knees close to you. Get your strap out and put it to the side. If you have a blanket on your chair, you can put it to the side and be mindful and get your chair out of the way. Now, if you had a blanket either under your back or under your tailbone, put it aside as well. Extend your legs and just take a few moments here and notice how it feels once you extend your hamstrings and how that affects the position of your pelvis and the sensation. So some of you will start getting sensation on your hips, some of you on your SI joint, some of you on your lumbar spine. And if you store the tension on your upper back or neck, some of you actually will feel it all the way up there. So observe, what is it like for you? Rising and falling. Now, if you like mostly moving a lot and therefore SynEq or restorative are the kind of yoga that is challenging for the mind, you can think about the small movements as if your body was doing some introspective work. You know, when we slow down or stop, then we can go deeper into the depths of the mind. So you think about it like that with your body. When you slow down, or even when you stop and hold, then we start working with the deeper layers of our body. So we work with the deepest muscles. It's big movement. The superficial muscles, the big, strong muscles are the ones who do the work. But when we do small movement, then the tiny ones are the ones that are called into the body. And that's when we start really getting stable and stronger. So from here, you want to bend your knees, bring your foot soles on the floor, and have your big toes and your knees pointing forward. Now, it doesn't mean that if you have big muscles, you're not strong. It's just sometimes that strength, it doesn't give you that it's not sustainable. Like if you overuse them, then pain starts coming out and starts showing up. Extend your right leg and bring it onto the floor. So left foot sole stays on the ground, right leg is on the floor. Flex your foot and push your heel away from you, that right foot. Balance your pelvis, so chances are that you have shifted, and just try to have your hips parallel to the floor to the best of your ability and bring your rib cage down. You can have your hands on your hips just to make sure that you're not tilting or rotating your pelvis. Now, when you are ready, you're going to bring the left knee towards the chest. And from here, very slowly, bring the foot sole back down to the floor, but do not put any weight on it. No weight on the foot sole. However, you are touching the floor. Perfect. Now, pressing your heel, your right heel away from you. Watch for your lower back. You're going to try to use your hip muscles to lift the leg rather than using your back. Keep your ribcage grounded, and on your next exhalation, lift the extended leg just an inch or two. Do not press with your opposite foot on the floor. And inhale, release. Exhale, lift. Watch for the opposite leg. It's going to try to help. And inhale, release. We'll do 3 more. Do it at your own pace. You exhale your foot up, your extended leg up, and you inhale down. On the last one, hold and breathe. Keep pressing through that heel to support your hip. Make sure that your pelvis is not rotating to the side, and make sure that you're not putting any weight onto the opposite foot, and that you're not pressing it down, but you're not lifting it either. Notice how that works for you. And so some of you are already shaking with me. We'll take one more breath here, full deep breath. And release your leg down. Extend the left leg. Take a few moments, watch your breath. So we're going deeper with our muscles. We're going to do the other side, of course. So bend your knees, bring your foot soles on the floor. And when you are ready, going to have that left leg extended, flex your foot. Balance your hips. And when you're ready, bring that right knee up. And then release the right foot sole back to the floor. No weight on it, just hovering. Pressing through the left heel. Exhale, lift the extended leg. One side's going to be harder than the other for sure. And inhale, release. Now, some of the tendencies will be to bring the leg really high. Why? Because then we use the big muscles that are always working. So we'll do in 5 altogether, by the way. So count 4 more. And hold the last one. So yeah, big movement engages bigger muscles. And so that's why we go small. Still pretty hard, because then the big guys are not working as much. Make sure that you're not pressing the opposite foot on the floor, because if you do that, that's what it's going to bring that leg up anyways. And we're trying to really target the hip muscles and isolate them. So once you get to the 5th one, keep your leg up. Remember, not too high. Keep watching the weight on the opposite foot sole. Keep pressing your left heel away. Inhale, expand here. And exhale, release. Those ones are hard. Relax, observe, close your eyes. Notice your heartbeat, notice your breath. We're going to do a second round. We're going to try to keep the pelvis neutral, so without tucking the tailbone, without arching the back, to the best of your ability, okay? So bend your knees, bring your foot soles on the floor. And we're going to do again, right leg extended. This time, instead of flexing the foot and pressing the heel away, because that engages your hamstrings, now we're going to relax the leg completely. Relax the foot, relax the leg. Bring your left knee up, and then release your foot sole once again onto the floor. Make sure this is not bringing the tension to the shoulders or to the neck. You can bring your hands by your sides, because sometimes the hands here can help you use the upper body. So going to make sure the arms are relaxed. So by the way, your left foot sole is just barely touching the floor, but it's still touching, it's connected. 5 rounds, exhale, right leg up. Notice how your back is trying to do the work. And inhale down. Try to do small movement. Exhale up. Inhale down. 3 more. Don't let the left knee flare. Keep it pointing straight ahead. Do not put any weight there. Your quad is relaxed. Your hamstring is relaxed. Last one and hold. Breathe. Keep your abdomen relaxed. One more breath, full deep breath. And exhale, release. Extend your left leg. You can think about your hip flexors doing curls like you do with your arms, with these ones. When you're ready, gonna bend the right knee, bring your foot still on the floor. Maybe rotate your left hip, your toes might point forward, but then relax your foot forward. When you're ready, bring the right knee up and then release it again on the floor. Keep your upper body relaxed. 5 rounds. Exhale, extended leg lift. Watch for your upper back. Inhale down. 4 more. Knee is going to try to move, the bent knee, so don't let it. Your body's going to want to put the weight on the right foot. Don't let it. Your extended leg is going to want to go really high. Don't let it. Maybe the buckets are out. I know my bucket is out. And hold the last one and breathe. Make sure it's not pinching onto your back. Do adjust your pelvis if it is. And when you are ready, as you inhale, release your foot onto the floor. And exhale, extend your right leg. Close your eyes and watch your breath. Awesome. Now, if you have blocks at home, you can have your 2 blocks handy. If you don't have blocks, you can, like me, fold your blanket. And you can use the blanket that you had under your lumbar spine and just fold it so that you have it like about 4 to 5 inches wide, and just enough that you can put some resistance against it. You want your toes pointing forward, so you bring your feet closer together, bring your big toes to touch, allow your heels to go apart, and then bring your toes forward, so your feet are parallel. There. All right. Now watch for the neck. You're going to interlace your fingers at the back of the neck and press your elbows down onto the floor. Really press the elbows down onto the floor. Draw your shoulder blades together. Your thumbs are to the outsides of your neck. We're going to press the small of the back onto the floor for this one. Maybe activate your feet, put equal weight on the inner outer edges of your feet, and then relax your toes, but don't let them grip. The next time you exhale, press your elbows onto the floor, tuck your tailbone, and lift your head off the ground and make sure that the weight of the head goes to the hands. Actively press the elbows to the floor, watch for the toes, and inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Press your back onto the floor, draw the navel down as you let all the air out. Inhale, down. We're gonna do 18 more, count your own, for a total of 20. Do not let your nose go towards the knees. You keep your nose pointing up. You can keep your gaze towards the sky or slightly behind you. And remember, the weight of the head goes to the hands. The elbows press to the floor. Engage your shoulder blades. So the movement is very small. You're moving at the pace of the breath. So on the exhalation, you really make a point to press your back onto the ground by pressing the navel in towards the spine. And then inhale, belly fills up again. Do not rush. So this is not your regular crunches, or we call this ones push-ups. No, those are not push-ups, crunches. Yeah, I love those ones. I don't. So you move slowly with your breath. Watch for the toes. Are they gripping now? Don't let them. You're not only working with your core here, you're stabilizing your shoulder girdle. Make a point to press your elbows down and to draw your blades together. See if you can feel them both engaging. If you finish your 20, you went really fast, you can do 20 more. Or not. Remember to really squeeze on the exhalation. Press the navel down. Press your elbows down. Watch for your neck. Are your glutes engaging? Can you let them go? When you finish with your 20 rounds, you're gonna come back down and release your hands by your sides, palms facing up. I lost count as usual, so you're gonna bring your hands by your sides. I trust you counted. Relax and observe. On the next one, bring your knees towards the chest. Flex your feet, interlace your fingers behind your neck again, not your head but your neck, and your thumbs to either sides of your neck. Flex your feet. So once again, draw your blades together. Next time you exhale, draw your navel down, squeeze your blanket, press your elbows to the floor, and put the weight of your head on your hands. Exhale. We'll do 10 of these ones. Inhale, soften, come back to center, feel up. Exhale, squeeze the blanket or blocks, draw the navel down to the floor, and lift your head. Put it on the hands as you press your elbows to the floor, blades together. And inhale, 8 more. Gazes up and maybe behind you. 7 more. Six. No tension goes to the neck, you guys. You're doing the effort of lifting your head. 5. With your shoulders, with your arms. Feel the heat building up. 4. Squeeze the blanket or blocks. 3. 2. And 1. And inhale, release your feet on the floor. Let go of your hands. You can put your blanket or blocks aside. Extend your legs and watch your breath. Notice. Perfect. We'll take one more breath here, full deep breath. And when you're ready, bend your knees, bring your foot soles on the floor. You may hug your knees and rock side to side. Some of you might not like that, so you can rest your foot soles on the floor and swing your knees side to side. Just different stretch, more towards your hips. Still you get that nice stretch through the back. So maybe both, whatever feels right. Then come back to center when you are ready. So take your time. Extend one arm towards the back and then fold over that arm. Rest your ear there, turn to your side. Take a few moments. Watch the breath. Relax your jaw, relax your face. You're going to use the top hand to help ourselves up on the next exhalation. So once you come up onto your seated position, you can have your blanket and place it under your knees on one of your blankets. And find your tabletop. If you have any problems with your wrists, you can rest your elbows on the ground instead. So make sure that this feels right. Have about a fist distance between the knees and press the top of the feet on the floor. If you're cramping, curl the toes under. And then when you're ready, maybe extend the front of your feet again. Now from here, walk your hands about one hand distance forward or 6 inches forward, or your elbows if you are down. And then shift your weight forward so that your shoulders land over the wrist. Your tailbone, you're gonna let it rise. And maybe let your head dangle. Allow your shoulder blades to meet at the center of your back. Keep pressing your feet on the floor. If it's okay for the neck to let the head relax, you do that. It's the opposite stretch of what we have been doing. If you want more of a stretch, you can move your head side to side. And just make sure this feels right on your back, your neck. Make sure that your fingers are connecting to the floor. Your middle finger is pointing forward and your thumbs are pointing one another. If you look at your pinkies, you want to make sure your pinkies are not extending too far out to the sides because you can hurt them actually. Then look at the pits of your elbows. You want the eyes of the elbows to face forward. So when you bend your elbows, they should bend toward your knees and not out to the side. So you know you have external rotation of the shoulders once your elbows bend in towards the body. Your tummy is relaxed. If you find that you need to engage your belly to be here, you are in a half plank and we don't want to be there. Maybe you do, but this one is just to tilt your pelvis and to have that anterior position. This is also good stretch for your hip flexors. We work them hard. This is just a nice stretch for them. Remember, you can go on your elbows if your hands are not liking this, or your wrists, you have carpal tunnel problems. Do go on your elbows. We're going to take one more breath here, full deep breath. And mindfully and with control, walk your hands towards the knees and come up onto a standing position on your knees. So kneeling position, I guess. Bring your pubic bone forward, so your hip bones and your pubic bone are at the same level. You still want that gentle arch on your lower back, but you're not gonna let your back hinge. If your rib cage pops forward, be aware of that. Think about rounding your upper back. Remember that the natural curvature of the spine is like an S. So first you find lordosis of your lower back, so your back curves towards your tummy. And then you have kyphosis, and that's the shape of the upper back, the thoracic spine. So it just, your spine moves away from the chest. And so we are always trying to get rid of the kyphosis. We're always trying to stick our chest out. And that will bring a lot of tension onto our back, especially if you ever were a dancer or a gymnast. This is something they do a lot. So be aware of that. Round your back, and they're like, I don't want to hunch. No, we won't hunch, because once you have the natural curve of the back, now draw your shoulder blades together. And then you find the openness of your chest. Bring your hands by your sides, palms face forward. Tuck your chin onto your chest and close your eyes and breathe. Just like if you were in Tadasana. Notice your balance here. Can you close your eyes while you are here on your knees? Can you still press the feet onto the floor without sinking back? Is one leg or glute engaging more than the other? So if so, chances are that's shifting the position of your pelvis. We're gonna take 2 more breaths here. Next one, open your eyes, interlace your fingers in front of you. Keep pressing the top of the feet on the floor. You're still engaging your legs and your glutes. Now flip your palms down and then forward. And then when you are ready, bring your arms up. And you're gonna bring the arms up only as far without letting your back do the work. All right, so we continue to keep the pelvis neutral, the rib cage tucked in. Bring your arms up. Some of you might look up to the hands, but if that hurts the neck, keep your gaze forward. Keep your chin parallel to the floor. Some of you might close your eyes. Notice if that works for you. How does that affect your balance? And we're working on to finding our center of gravity, but you'll find it harder because your feet are back. Press them down on the floor. How does that work? Deep breathing here. Think about pressing your knees evenly to the floor, and it's like if you were trying to spread them apart, push them down and away from each other, but you're not physically moving them, you're just feeling that engagement of the glutes here. Notice if that stabilizes your pelvis a little more. If your arms had enough, you can bring your arms forward and down and keep your hands by your sides and continue to balance here. Continue to press your knees down and away from each other. Remember, small movement or no movement at all will engage different muscles. Big movements are good too. It's just that this class just focus on the rotation of your joints and the strengthening of the small muscles. So when you do those big movements, you're very, very stable, and most of all, you're doing it without pain. Okay, so when you're ready, you may open your eyes, look forward if you were looking up, release your hands, bring them by your sides. Soften your muscles, bring your big toes together, sit back on your heels, knees apart, wiggle your body, maybe make space for your tummy, and rest down, forehead to the floor or to the fist or to the stacked hands. Deep breathing.
We're going to take 2 more breaths here, full deep breaths. When you are done with your rounds, you can mindfully bring your hands under the shoulders on your next inhalation. And as you exhale, push yourself up. Bring your knees closer together and come up again onto your kneeling position. Hands on your hips and step forward with whichever leg you want. Curl the back toes under. Hands maybe on your thigh. Pick up the back knee and step forward. So from the top of the mat, find your Tadasana. So remember, for your Tadasana, you want fist distance between the big toes and your heels a little wider apart. So once you have that alignment, balance your pelvis, balance your rib cage, your shoulders, and bring your hands by your sides, palms face forward for a few moments here. Tuck your chin slightly. And we're going to move our arms, our shoulders, into shoulder or pranayama against shoulder arthritis. So from your Tadasana, flip your palms out to the sides. And inhale, bring your hands up towards the sky. You can continue to inhale, or if Kumbhaka is in your practice, hold the breath as you reach higher, rib cage away from the hips. Allow your palms to touch. Flip your palms out. And when you exhale, bring your arms down, palms face back. So we are moving into the internal rotation of the shoulders, palms face away from the body. We'll do it again. Palms out as you inhale, reach up. Maybe higher as you continue to inhale, or you hold Kumbhaka. Palms touch and then flip. Exhale, down. Palms face back, and then top of the hands touch your body, palms face away. And again, inhale, flip your palms out, reach up. Maybe Kumbhaka, reach higher. Palms together, flip your palms out. Exhale, circle your arms by your sides, palms away and behind you, and then top of the hands, touch your hands. Again, flip your palms out, inhale, reach up, high up. Then think about lifting the rib cage away from the hips instead of popping the rib cage forward. And when you're ready, as you flip, circle your arms, top of the hands on your body, palms face away. Last one, inhale, reach up. Maybe Kumbhaka, lift the rib cage. You might feel some sensation on your upper back. This is an intense pranayama, especially if you are doing Kumbhaka, so please watch it. And when you're ready, release your palms face forward, find your Tadasana, relax your toes if they were lifted or if they were gripping. Pay attention to that, observe. Let's see how we did with our hips. We're going to do balancing pose. You can go by the wall, by the way. And I should know better than to go close to the wall because I'm doing the video and I don't want to fall on my face, but I'll try not to. So you can go sideways against the wall and relax your shoulders back and down. So you can have the wall there just in case. You don't have to be holding onto it. But when you're ready, what you want to do is to lift the outside leg, the one that is outside, like away from the wall. Lift it. Watch for the standing toes. Don't let them grip. Maybe lift them. Hold the pose here and breathe. Once you do that, you want to make sure that you're not hinging onto your hip. So just thinking about lifting that hip, relax the standing toes and breathe. Relax your hands. If you have the wall or a chair next to you, you can hold onto it. Breathe deeply here. So once again, we're working with our hips. Think about stabilizing your pelvis. Keep your rib cage in just like you did for the last exercise. Now maybe you don't have to You can hold onto the wall instead, but maybe you interlace your fingers, flip your palms down, and bring your arms up. And press your hands up. And think about adjusting your pelvis and your back so you're not letting your ribcage pop forward. Roll your shoulders down. So your shoulders move down, your palms move up, your ribcage move away from the hips. With control on your next breath, bring your arms forward, slowly, mindfully. And release, walk it out. Oh. Other side, shake the tension off. We'll do Tadasana first. Balance your pelvis. Hold onto the wall if you like. Outside leg will come off the floor. So there is a tiny shift as you shorten that leg, just a little bit. It's just like bringing that leg into the hip socket, the head of the femur. There's a little bit of a shift. Do not want to go into a higher hip, so just a little bit, just watch it. And once you find it, hold and breathe. Remember, you can have your chair handy or the wall. Balance your Tadasana. Maybe interlace your fingers. Maybe interlace the other way for Ushas Mudra. This mudra helps the mind, sends the prana to the heart, the head, the crown chakra. Inhale your arms overhead and breathe. Once you get here, remember, lift your rib cage away from the hips. Push your palms up and then draw your shoulders down, but keep your rib cage away from the hips. Standing toes are not gripping, breath is flowing. Are you shaking like me? Is your pocket out? Let me know. One more breath. And with control, as you exhale next, bring your arms forward. Notice how that affects your balance, how your leg tries to stabilize you even more. And release. And shake the tension off. Okay, guys, that's it. We're going down to the floor. Cross-legged position. Extend your legs, shake the tension off. You can have one of your blankets, your pillow or your bolster under your seats. And find your Sukhasana or cross-legged position. Once again, you want to use your props to stabilize your pelvis. We're going to work with the mudra. So Hakini mudra will send all that energy to the crown of the head. So bring your fingertips together, your thumbs together, like if you were holding a ball between the hands. Think about it as a ball of energy, good energy that you're holding into your hands. Relax your shoulders back and under. Relax your jaw, your face. Observe your breath. Your seated position might look different than mine, so you are welcome to pat yourself as much as you like. Some days we need the extra props, and that's okay. Maybe a bolster, maybe a pillow, maybe blankets under your knees. Maybe you sit on your chair, and that's perfectly fine as well. You want to start observing the breath. You don't need to control it because this mudra will help you to achieve Dirga Pranayama. Your breath will elongate naturally. It sends the prana from the base of the spine all the way up to the crown of the head. It's known as the memory mudra. Hakini mudra, whenever you misplace something, you can bring your fingertips together and just swing your hands and ask in your mind, where did I put it? Where did I put it? And hold the image of the object that you're looking for in your mind, and voila, you'll find it. Once your breath is long and calm, turn your inner gaze, your drishti, your focal point, to the nose, the tip of the nose. Notice if that feels comfortable for you. You can stay here and breathe. Some of you will find it comfortable to bring your focal point or drishti to the third eye, the space between the eyebrows. So hold your focal point there, breathe. Some of us will find that bringing the the drishti or the gaze to the third eye or the Ajna chakra gives us a sensation of falling down. It is said because we are indeed falling, we're moving into the depths of the mind. Now, some might find it comfortable to roll the eyes towards the crown of the head. Make sure this is not giving you a burning sensation. It has to be a gentle move. And once again, you might connect with the energy that helps you to elongate your spine. When you focus with the crown on the crown of the head, you might feel the pull of energy. While you feel the pull, some of you will notice that you might start moving in circular motion. It's like involuntary movement. You have entered the vortex of energy. Some of you will find that your body bounces back and forth. Once again, you have entered the vortex of energy. Embrace it. It's okay. Breathe deeply and observe whatever is that you catch, whatever sensation. Don't let your mind wander. You might repeat the mantra, Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Universal peace, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Or simply the word peace, peace. Your mind will wander, bring it back. Anchor the mind with the breath or the mantra. You can stay here for as long as you need and meditate to the inner sound and vibration of your mantra, Shanti, Om Shanti, or peace, or any other mantra that maybe you have picked. You can pause the video and meet us later to seal our practice together. Otherwise, we're gonna take one more breath here on your Sukhasana. And when you're ready, release your mudra, hands on your legs, observe your breath. Take your time to find your way onto your back. You're welcome to place a bolster or pillow under your legs. You can also place a blanket under your head if you choose. And once on your back,
If there is any stretch that your body might be craving for, maybe a spinal twist, maybe swinging your knees side to side, feet together or apart. Another nice one to do at the end might be hugging the knees and rocking side to side. Some of us also enjoy happy baby. So just really check what your body needs, go for it. And when you are ready, gonna bring yourself back to center. Take your time, no need to rush. And once you're ready, you can bring yourself to center, foot soles on the floor, and then go into your butterfly position, letting your knees flare and guiding your foot soles together. Balance your pelvis once more. Hip bones and pubic bone are parallel to the floor. Relax your rib cage. You can elongate your neck by pulling your head back a little bit. Make sure this feels right for the neck. Draw your shoulder blades together and down and relax. Close your eyes. And try to relax your position. So see if you can relax your feet, your legs. If this bothers your knees, a prop under the legs will help, or blankets under each knee. We're gonna take 2 more breaths here, full deep breaths. And when you are ready with control, bring your knees up and extend your legs onto the mat. Readjust your Shavasana or corpse pose. Push your heels away from you and then relax. You are welcome to stay here longer if you like. Otherwise, take 2 more breaths. Send your breath and awareness down to your feet. Wiggle your toes. Move your feet side to side. Wiggle your fingers. Stretch your arms overhead and tense every muscle and squeeze tight, tight, tight. Stretch, tense, prune face. Exhale, relax. Again, point or flex your feet. Squeeze every muscle tight, 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 tight. Prune face. And release. Last one, make it count. Flex or point, squeeze and tense, tight, tight, tight. All tensions go to the hands, and when you're ready, let them go. Move onto your side when you're ready, and take a few moments here. Use your top hand to help yourself up on your next exhalation. And remember that
You can use your props to sit up comfortably. Find any position, seated position that works for you. Bring your hands together at the center of the heart, shoulders back and down. Relax your jaw, relax your face. We're gonna seal our practice with the sound and vibration of Om. But first we'll take a breath together. Inhale, expand. Exhale. Inhale to Om. Relax your jaw, your face. Inhale to the top of your lungs, expand. Side out. Again, inhale. Side out. Last one, breathe in. Let all tension out. Tuck your chin onto your chest. Blink your eyes open. Build up extra good vibes and shower yourself with them all around you. And remember to shake off all tensions and stresses that you don't need anymore. Thank you so much, yogis, for being here today. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.